You'll notice that there are 4 elements around the sheet that will help you to understand how well that substrate is feeding through the press and how well that press is calibrated to handle that substrate. The 4 elements around the sheet will help you to determine if you're getting a good substrate transport through the press and is the press imaging on that substrate properly. One way is you can take your ruler and line it up to the ruler that's on the sheet. If they line up perfectly, you have good scaling. If they do not, it indicates that you need to recalibrate the scaling on press. Another nice feature is that we have 45-degree tick marks at each corner of the sheet. Take your ruler, measure the distance between each tick mark across, write it down, measure it on the other side to check for skew. There's 2 reasons why you could have skew. The paper path is not aligned, or the writing head skew is out of calibration. One way to determine this is that you notice that our ruler starts at 0 and works its way all the way down the sheet. However, we have a gripper bite, so there's a part of the sheet that won't image. On this particular example, we have a gripper bite of 10 millimeters on the left side. However, we have 10.5 millimeters on the right. This probably indicates to us that we have a paper path squareness issue on press. Another thing we have is the different individual inks starting at 0 and going down all the way to about 15 millimeters. At the bottom of the press, they start somewhere around 452 and run off the sheet. The reason for these is to check bit engage and disengage by individual color. Now we've taken the ruler, the tick marks, and the square, and we've put them in all 4 colors at 100%. The reason for this is registration on press. And there's many things to determine registration. It could be blanket shift, it could be the stretching of the substrate. So you can look all the way down the sheet and see which color is falling out of registration. You can also look to see on the back side if the registration is good when you duplex the sheet, since there are different settings for duplexing. And you can also look at the gripper bite that you're getting to make sure that it's square coming up on the perfector. If you're noticing registration issues, maybe there's a way of adding a null cycle or a separation delay to help with those registration challenges, or we've added a nice feature in the middle of the sheet that you can use to measure the distance between the registration issue and apply it to your blanket shift without having to guess. And we put it on both sides, since blanket shift is determined by simplex or duplex.